Gaurav, insofar as your question is concerned, it is certainly our expectation that as a result of not only the agreement that was arrived at just a couple of days ago between Indian and Chinese diplomatic and military negotiators, but also as a result of the endorsement of that agreement at the highest leader level possible between the two countries, as happened in the meeting today, where both Prime Minister Modi and President Xi Jinping welcomed the efforts that were made by Indian and Chinese negotiators and the results that were achieved by that. I think these should certainly lead to an easing of the situation along the LAC. Insofar as your question related to confidence-building measures is concerned, we have a number of confidence-building measures, and these evolve continuously as the two sides engage once again in multiple formats. This is certainly a subject that I think will be under discussion between the two sides. Your last question about whether soldiers will be at the LAC for the 5th year, I would defer this question to our military leadership, because this relates to operational matters, and I think it would be best that we let our military leaders dwell on this particular issue. विशाल, आपका जो सवाल था क्या हमारे जो रिश्ते हैं वो सामान्य की तरफ या सामान्य हो जाएंगे, मैं इतना ही कह सकता हूं कि पिछले 2 दिन में जो कदम हमने उठाए हैं, और ये कदम पिछले 2 दिन से हमारे सामने हैं, लेकिन इन पे जो काम हुआ है वो काफी समय से काम चल रहा है। मैं ये कहूंगा कि इनसे हमारी एक तरह से जो प्रक्रिया है सामान्य रिश्ते बनाने के लिए, उनको वापस एक सामान्य रास्ते पे लाने के लिए वो यात्रा एक तरह से चल पड़ी है। जैसा मैंने अपने जो मैं पहले कह रहा था कि जो ये restoration of peace and tranquility in border areas will create space for returning towards the path of normalization, मैं यही मेरा तात्पर्य इसी चीज की तरफ था कि जो पीछे अभी समझौता हुआ है उससे ये रास्ता अब खुल गया है, रास्ते पे अब चलने की हम दोनों को आवश्यकता है। और जहां तक ट्रस्ट का सवाल है, जो हम दोनों के बीच आगे चल के प्रोसेस होगा, प्रतिक्रिया होगी, उससे ट्रस्ट, हमारी आशा है कि उससे ट्रस्ट बढ़ेगा हम दोनों के बीच में। धन्यवाद।
Sir, Siddhant from WION. Foreign Secretary, sir, my question is, the border pact, does it include Depsang and Depchok as well in terms of resolution? Also, in terms of confidence building measure, are we looking at the resumption of the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra? To the Sherpa, sir, how much the focus was on the payments mechanism in terms of alternate payments mechanism at the BRICS meeting?
Runjhun Sharma, RT, the timing of the India-China agreement, does it seem symbolic? Did Russia have a role to play here as a peacemaker?
Okay, Siddhant, insofar as these two points that you mentioned, Depsang and Demchok, look, I think if you see the statements that I have made over the last 48 to 72 hours, I think the answer should be quite clear. I have made the point that, the last time we had an agreement on the several issues that had arisen in the India-China border areas since 2020. The last agreement was in 2022, I think September, if I'm not mistaken. Since then, we had been involved in trying to find a resolution of the pending areas, the pending issues in the balance areas along the line of actual control, which pertain to these areas that you have mentioned. And the agreement that has been arrived at essentially pertains to these areas. Insofar as confidence-building measures are concerned and whether Kailash Mansarovar Yatra will be included in that, as I said today, the leaders have given instructions for various official and other bilateral mechanisms between the two countries to be activated. I'm sure this will be one of the issues that will be on the agenda of those discussions between the leaders. Runjhun, your question of the timing and the symbolism and the role, all I would say at this stage is that we are in Kazan, we are in Russia, and I think we can certainly thank Russia for providing the venue. Thank you.
So on the payment issue, I think we need to keep in mind that the global economic situation and the debt crisis that many countries are facing, keeping that in view, many leaders have expressed interest in both settlement of trade in national currencies and payment mechanisms. Again, our Prime Minister himself also said positively and constructively that we need to engage on that. We have a mechanism with few countries, and India has led the way in the fintech world. There's been a lot of interest in that space as well. But this is a very specific area where the Ministry of Finance, in particular the Department of Economic Affairs, is leading. They need to have a more expert-level interaction to concretize this activity among the BRICS countries. But I think in the year to come that might happen. Thank you.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the close of this session. Thank you very much for your participation.
We just heard India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri and India's Sherpa for BRICS, Damu Ravi, addressed a press conference in Kazan in Russia. This is after the bilateral meet between the Chinese President Xi Jinping and the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Let's begin with Vikram Misri first. And the key pointers that he actually stressed on, both the countries, he says, stressed on the fact that they agreed that through maturity and concern, the two nations should work towards a stable bilateral relationship. Vikram Misri also said how the two leaders welcomed the agreement of both the sides. He said that Modi stressed that the two shouldn't be allowing differences to affect peace and tranquility along the border. Very interestingly, he also mentioned that they had a very productive exchange on Prime Minister Modi assuring full support for China's presidency at the SCO. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.